Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing what if Naruto had both Dio stand and immortality. And if you're all wondering, like, when I mean Dio's immortality, it means that Naruto's still going to be a Naruto's going to be a vampire, and he's going to have Dio's stand. But he'll develop his stand later on. So, but that away, on to the intro.
Push down the gas cause I'm flaming it up. All these pussies are actors and faking too much. Got it in the cold, I'ma smoke you like Dutch. Josh ain't about it, collapse in his lungs. Pussy you dead, caught by the feds. Dropping that baby right.
Okay, so basically this is gonna start when Naruto is born. And when Naruto is born, Hiruzen and the council all have a meeting on what to do with Naruto. I shall adopt him. He shall be in my care from now on, Danzo said. Hiruzen, knowing that Danzo's probably gonna make Naruto a weapon of the Hidden Leaf, said, "No. I have a trusted friend that will take care of Naruto and has deep respect for Minato, and so he won't do anything bad," Hiruzen said. And basically, since because of the voting of the council, Danzo just sighed and said, "Fine, your friend will take care of Naruto." And basically, now Naruto's in the care of the guy. So, basically the guy, all he would do is scream, and he would basically be drunk all the time and yell and stuff like that, throwing beer bottles at right at Naruto. Like, it would barely miss by an inch every time. And basically, at this point, Naruto wouldn't really care. So most of the time, his punishments for ignoring his father, his adopted father, foster father, is to be locked up in his room, kind of being grounded, but he can't really eat that. But he can't really eat when he wants to. He's just locked in that room almost all the time. And with this time, Naruto has been reading about stuff, reading about ninjutsus, getting getting knowledge and stuff like that. And basically Naruto would be really smart in this what if, actually. And Naruto wouldn't really care for his father, as basically his father doesn't even take care of him and stuff like that. And he decides to read about poisons and stuff like that. So when his father tells him to bring him his beer, which he always has to do from the store, because basically the father wants him to bring his beer all the time, he puts poison in the beer every day. And because father is a very bad alcoholic, he only drinks beer he drinks beer every day. And because of that, there'll be poison in his body, and he would get sick and sicker and sicker, and eventually he couldn't even get off the bed, as then he would pass out because he was too sick to even move properly and walk. Then basically he came home from school, and take in mind, Naruto is 7 years old at the time. Basically, Naruto, his father said, "Naruto, come over here for a second." The man semi yelled because he was too weak to yell out loudly. So it was kind of like a yelling whisper. As Naruto came to his bed, came right next to him and said, "What is it?" And the man would say, "I don't have much time left on this earth, but with this letter, my friend will take you in." And basically the man would say, make sure you rob him. I don't really care for the guy, but he but just he ensures me he assures me fortune and lots of money. So steal as much as you can from him, as he's clueless that I don't even care for you or him. As basically the old man the man said that, and basically a couple of days later he died. And Naruto got moved into like in the custody of Naruto, transferred to Hiruzen. After he died, Naruto gave him the letter. I gave Hiruzen the letter, and Todokage let Naruto stay in his house. Eventually, Konohama would get jealous, so like 5 days after 3 days after Naruto moving in to Hiruzen's house, um not like basically Konohama would want to fight him, so he basically tries to punch Naruto, as Naruto would just dodge and just kick Konohama in the gut, and basically Konohama would cough a little spit out and say, "Do you think that's enough? You're taking my own grandfather away from me. Don't you know who I am? I'm the grandson of the third Hokage. I'm gonna be a Hokage someday, so you have to respect me, like I care about Hokages." As Naruto says this with a little smirk on his face, which takes Konohama off a little more, as Konohama punched the off guard Naruto. Naruto got a little ticked off by this, as he then slammed a powerful kick into Konohama's gut, and basically it just rumbled, it just made the whole wall move and stuff like that, and basically it made the mask on the little Hokage's collection, he made the mask on the little Hokage's wall fall off. Basically, that powerful kick made Konohama bleed. So basically, he spit out a little blood in the mask direction, and basically the blood went in the mask, and because of that, the mask basically the claws behind the mask extended, and Naruto was shocked by the mask having suddenly appeared with claws. Naruto basically was thinking about something. So this thought was cut off by the Todokage coming in and noticing the fight that was happening, told them to do better, and then Todokage basically told them to get along and stuff like that, and Konohama apologized and stuff like that. Naruto basically had a little fake friendly smile and said, "Yeah, sorry too, Konohama. I shouldn't have fought back." So then basically they shook hands, stuff like that, and Konohama went to zoo. Naruto in the meantime started studying the mask, looking at the mask and stuff like that. So basically Naruto, when he was studying about the mask, had a little knife and cut his finger a little bit and let the blood drip on the mask. This had the mask have claws on. The mask grew claws, or the claws extended because of the blood. So the blood activates the claws on this. This could be a wonderful torturing device. So then Naruto tested it out. Then Naruto waited a little bit until he was more older and had more freedom and stuff like that. So now Naruto is, let's say, 12 years old, and this is before the start of the anime. A week or two before the anime starts, and basically Naruto was 7, so basically 3 years passed. 5 years passed, I think. And Naruto is finally old enough to, have a little bit more freedom. He asked the third Hokage, or Hiruzen, if he could go outside and train. Hiruzen didn't really have a problem with it, knowing that Naruto was more older and could defend himself more. And he's doing really, really good in class in ninjutsu. He's, almost at the top of the class. And even when because he's the top of the class and he has amazing chakra control, because even if not the Naruto Fox is still inside of Naruto, messing up his chakra control, he has studied ninjutsus and stuff like that so much that it doesn't really matter if the Naruto Fox is messing up his chakra control or not. He still has enough knowledge. He still has enough vast knowledge to, of chakra control to master jutsu and stuff like that. So Naruto is powerful now, and he goes to, let's say, he basically goes to the training grounds, and it's nighttime basically, and it's basically midnight, or it's it's midnight and stuff like that. So he's looking for an experiment, as he basically is walking towards the training grounds, and there's not any people nearby, mind you. So there's only one person walking because everybody else is asleep because it's so late that nobody's outside. And Naruto bumps into somebody, and basically Naruto didn't really notice, as the guy basically yelled at him and say, "Huh? What did you do that for? Hey, you, listen to me!" As he basically tapped Naruto's shoulder. And then Naruto said, "Don't touch me, you imbecile!" as he punched the man. And basically, the man's face is the man's nose is bloodied, stuff like that. And the man said, "Why I oughta?" And basically, the man was lifting up his fist about to fight Naruto. Naruto just kicked the man right in the gut, as the man was coughing up blood, as he bashed the man's forehead. As the man's forehead spewing blood, he grabbed the man's forehead, and basically he put the mask on the guy, and then he wiped the blood on the mask. And basically, it worked. The claws extended, and it just clawed its way to the brain, slicing it beyond repair. The man fell on the ground, unable to move. He seemed dead. Naruto thought, what an amazing discovery. Who made this killing device anyways? It can't be the third Hokage. Maybe somebody working close to him? I could picture somebody from the Ambu unit doing this. Well, doesn't really matter anyways. I'm gonna dominate the world someday. With all the knowledge I have, this world is rotten, and I should be the one to fix it, Naruto said. Naruto thought as he was smirking, about to grab the mask, as basically the man reached for Naruto's hand, as Naruto just stepped back and snatching his hand away from the man. And basically Naruto's shocked. What? Did that damage to his brain beyond repair? He's supposed to be dead, Naruto thought, as he grabbed the mask from the man. But it's not even a man anymore. It's beyond a human. As Naruto basically saw fangs on the man. The man basically the man basically had fangs, and his skin was a little pale, as he was making a sound, making a hissing sound, kind of like a vampire would. A vampire? No. How? Who made this? This shouldn't be possible, Naruto thought, as the man was about to attack Naruto. Naruto leaped all the way up top of the nearest building he was right next to. As basically the sunset would happen, and it was only like 20 minutes after the man turned into a vampire. And basically, the man then like skin was breaking, and eventually, he was nothing but dust. This might be an interesting discovery. Now that I know with this mask you could be a vampire, my plan to dominate the world will be much more quicker than I thought. If I hadn't discovered this mask, it probably would have taken me years or decades. But enslaving this world would be only a matter of time. As basically, Naruto would Naruto would have the mask and put it back in his coat as he would walk away. So he would basically walk away before people could see anything, because the sunset just happened and people we're basically gonna say that it's not a school day and it's a Saturday and stuff like that, and people are gonna be late, like waking up, and before people could wake up, Naruto left and escaped the scene. And basically, Naruto would wait a few more weeks until he was a shinobi, because he basically wanted more freedom to do whatever he wished, because if he was a shinobi, he could pretty much do whatever he wanted, because he could always have the excuse of training and stuff like that, and it'll be more believable because now that he is shinobi. So he waits a few more weeks, and eventually, he waits a few more weeks, and then eventually Naruto aces the test, the clone test, and Mizuki comes up to him and said, "Hey, you could gain the rank of Chunin, or you could gain the rank of Chunin if you steal the scroll." And basically, Naruto wasn't gullible enough to buy into this. And then Naruto was thinking, if I get this scroll, I could possibly learn jutsus that are so strong, not even the third Hokage will be able to stop me. It's a worthy risk, but the rewards are more than the risk will ever be. And Naruto then had a friendly smile as he said, "Oh, sure, I'll do this for you." "Thanks, Naruto," Mizuki said, faking the gratefulness and thankfulness and stuff like that. So, a couple hours passed, and Naruto stole the scroll. As he's reading about it, he reads about stands and stuff like you could see them, and there's spiritual energy that comes from you, and it's only some people could use it and some people could see it. And he basically reads about the Rasengan and Flying Legend first. So so basically he begins to perfect the
He
Flying
barely
Legend, but he barely
managed to master the Rasengan, because the Flame Legend is an S rank jutsu, I believe, and the Rasengan is an A rank. So you get what I'm saying. He spent more time on the Flying Legend. So now, basically, Mizuki arrived, and asked Naruto for the scroll. Naruto refused. "Why would I ever give the scroll to you? You're so weak. You can hardly do anything with this scroll." And basically, Naruto was continuing. "I could master a vast amount of jutsus, while you could only do a handful of them if you received the scroll." And Naruto basically taunted Mizuki. "You want to know the truth? Why everybody doesn't like you? It's because you're a demon. You have the Naruto fox sealed inside of you. That's why nobody likes you. That's why you have no friends whatsoever. And you'll never have any. Because you're a monster, Mizuki said, smiling. Naruto got ticked off by this. You think I'm a monster, huh? Well, I will be after what I do to you, Naruto said, as he basically almost teleported with his speed, as basically Naruto was super fast because of training he went through, and kicked Mizuki right in the gut, destroying his ribcage. And some of the blood would be on Naruto's like clothing and stuff like that, as he would then knee Mizuki right in the, like he would kick Mizuki right in the jaw, and like it would hit Mizuki's jaw, and like he'd be distracted by the jaw. He would have noticed that Naruto is basically grabbing Mizuki's throat as Mizuki is choking, and like Naruto uses nails to dig into Mizuki's neck and throat as Mizuki's coughing out blood. He then coughs out and laughed. That's what you're a demon. And Mizuki basically seemingly passing out. Naruto, some of the blood would be in Naruto's hands, as like from the nails, the blood would there'd be so much blood from Mizuki's throat that it would be on Naruto's hands. And later, like Uka came, and because Naruto could be more important to the village's eyes, as basically he's with the third Hokage. So let's say that the third Hokage cared more about Naruto's safety than originally, because Hiruzen is basically like in custody of Naruto, and he has to take care of him. So like has to get custody of Naruto, so he has to take care of Naruto. So he sends got good shinobi that are excellent for searching, and let's say 8 or 9 shinobi, including Iruka, finds Naruto. And they assume that Naruto did this to Mizuki. And basically Iruka said, "Stop, Naruto. If you just admit to your crimes, you won't die." Iruka says, trying to convince him to stop. Do you really think I'm gonna stop over that useless argument? I'm gonna destroy all of you, all at once. And basically, like when the shinobi scoffed, "Do you think that? I don't think that will happen, you demon," as he started to laugh. And basically Naruto said, "With this mask," Naruto was saying as he took out the mask. As he took off the mask in his pocket, in his coat pocket, "With this mask, I'll surpass all the shinobi and all the Hokages. I'll reign supreme as a king. No, more than a king, a god in this world, and dominate it," Naruto said with pride, as he put the mask on and put the blood on his hands on the mask, and basically smeared the blood on the mask. "I won't think so. We don't think so." As basically all the shinobi just lunged at Naruto with kunais in their hand, and Naruto basically got stabbed by all of them, and Naruto coughs out. Naruto basically coughs out a little blood, as basically the claws of the mask will dig deep into Naruto's skin. So then, a couple minutes passed. They grabbed Mizuki's body, but the mask was laying there on the ground with no body. Naruto was hanging on top of the tree with eyes as crimson as blood. He looks at the to Ambu's. He looks at the shinobi and the Wuka and
That
said,
was the worst mistake you
was-
could have possibly made in your entire life. I'll make sure you'll get punished. As Naruto blitzed all the shinobi with the speed of lightning as he bashes shinobi's heads out. Bashes shinobi's brains out as blood splurted everywhere. As basically he would then say, Wind style, Wind bullet jutsu, as he would basically shoot all of the shinobi with that, as he would feast on their blood, and the blood would be on his mouth as he would lick the blood on his mouth. He would say, the rest of you are next. Be prepared.